All right, this is how we start with call tracking matrix. The first thing you're going to want to do when you're setting up call tracking matrix is you're going to want to get a number. So we're going to go ahead and log in. So you just go up here to the login screen and we'll log in right here. And then we're going to go here to buy numbers. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick a number. Now, I recommend to all my advertisers using a toll-free number, just because if you have people calling from different cities, if you have a localized number, if they see that your number's out of their city or town, they may not call, which would negatively affect you. So it's good to just get an 800 number. I usually will look for something easy to remember if I can find it. So like something like this, 833-244-7027. That's a good number. You can also click here and choose which type of 800 numbers you want. We can even see if they have an actual 800 left. Usually they don't, but let's check. Yeah, so they're really hard to come by. So like usually like 844 or 833 you can find. If you want to request a number, you can request a number up here. Let's see. And there's a number there, and then you would purchase it. Okay, so we got our number. It's the 888-411-505, which is a really easy number. And you always want to make sure that you check these boxes, because sometimes your clients will want to text you. And then of course HIPAA compliant, you know, there's nothing wrong with that, being HIPAA compliant. So I usually check those and make sure I can find a number for that. So yeah, so once you have your number, we're going to hit confirm and purchase, and we're going to complete our order. As you can see, it's $2.25. Complete order. Okay, and then we're just going to go to configure numbers, because we don't need to buy any more right now. Depending on how busy you are, you may want to buy a few numbers, because what we're going to be doing is there's going to be one number that is on your website, and then you'll have a few numbers that swap out when the customer lands on the page. You want it swapping out so you can get that information. So this is how it'll look. It'll say purchase number, which is a number we just purchased, and then receiving number, which means what's the number it's going to be going to. So typically, if you wanted to ring your cell, then you would put your number here. If you wanted to go to a queue, then you would just leave this blank, and then later on I'll show you how to direct it to a queue. And then tracking source, usually there's preset ones. We may make one, but right now what I usually like to do is I'll usually just do like an ad extension, or I'll just do direct. For this, we're just going to do direct for now. And then the web target number is if you already have a number on your website and you want that number to swap out, this is the number that you would put there. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this number an offline number, which means that this is the actual number that we're going to put on your website. So we're going to save and continue. Let's go here, and we're going to go to tracking sources. We need to make a tracking source. So let's do that. So far we have website and Google Ads as a tracking source. You're going to want to make your own new tracking source. And usually what I like to do is I like to label the tracking source exactly what it is. And I usually don't do presets. So what I'll say is Key Branch Media Website Direct. Okay, this is what the tracking source is going to be. Let's close this. Okay. And yes, it's going to be offsite, which is static. Oh no, I'm going to keep it offsite, yeah. And we're going to save it. I usually like to save it twice, make sure it's been saved. Okay. Matching conditions, we don't have to worry about this. Source settings, we don't need to worry about this right now. ROI, cost per, we don't need to worry about that. Google Analytics, we don't need to worry about that right now. All right, so we'll save this. Okay. So then we can go back to tracking source and we can find the one that we just did. It should be here. Let's wait for it to load. Perfect. Okay, that's the tracking source. And then we'll save it. Now we're still having issues with this, and the reason for that is because we need to give it a home. I'm just going to put the number on the site for right now. Okay. Just so it'll save it. Okay. Beautiful. Now call settings, this is when they call, if you want a message attached to that site or to that phone, this is what you would set up. You would go to call settings, and then this actually took us straight to it, which is good. And then if you want to record inbound and outbound calls, you can. A way we can get to that is if we go here and we go to call settings, and then that will take you to the different call settings that you can have. Now you can make different call settings for each phone number, and the reason why you would do that is if you had like two separate businesses. So like maybe one of your sites is one business, and then you have another website with another business, then you would want two separate call settings with two different separate recordings for when the person calls. So like, let's say you have a plumbing business and then you have a landscaping business. Well, you would need two call settings, because the first call setting would be the landscaping business, and then the second call setting would be your plumbing. And so you would just go to new call settings here, and then you would name it, plumbing, and then you would add your plumbing message here, and then if you want to record calls or not, and that's it. And then you would just attach it to the phone number that you want to attach it to. Okay, so let's go back to the number, because that's what we're working on right now. Numbers, tracking numbers. Okay, so this is the number. It's attached to the Key Ranch Media website direct, and the call routing is to the 800-439-799 number, and it is active. You always want to make sure this is yes. And we're using the same voice recordings and account level setup for this number, because all these numbers are basically for the same company. So this is yes, yes. Now this one we're going to change to on-site, because what we're going to do is we're going to attach this number to this number, which is going to be on our website. So let's go to our website. So far this is the number, but what I want to do is I want to start tracking. So we're going to change this number to this number. So let's do that real quick. And I like to use Notepad, so I just copy that. Boom. Make sure there's one space is fine. And then what we'll do is we'll go to the website and we'll go to the header. We'll go to the contact us, and then here's the phone number. So we're going to change it. So we'll change it real quick. All right. Now you want to make sure that that it's right. And then of course we want to change it here too. So that's going to be 888 411 5505. We'll save it. And then let's check it out. Let's go to the website. Let's see if it's been changed. Okay, so it's been changed. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the call tracking matrix where we have the phone number. So this number is now offsite, which means it's the number that's embedded in your site. And now what we want to do is whenever someone lands on your page, we want them to see this number. We want it to swap for this number. The reason why you want it to swap for this number is it's going to capture the customer's data. Okay, so once you've selected your number and you set that up, then you want to go to numbers, and then you want to go down to tracking sources. Okay, once you get into tracking sources, I already have one set up, but we could set up a new one, but it's going to be the same thing. You would just click new tracking source. And we always have a tracking source called Google Ads, and typically this is for any time you have any type of ads running. You don't really need to call it Google Ads. You could just call it ads, or you could even better, you could just say ads or website visitors. Now, if you have multiple campaigns where you have Google Ads, Facebook Ads, then you can label them each one so you know exactly what's doing what. But for right now, we'll just, you know what, we'll just say ads, okay? All right. And then, of course, you want to make sure that it's on-site dynamic. And then we're going to scroll down, position 1, that's fine. That means it's going to swap out first. You want to assign the number that it's going to be attributed to. Okay, so this right here is the numbers that it's assigned to, which is the 800, 439, 7899, and the 48 number. So what we're going to do is we're going to move that over there, and what we want to do is we want to assign it to this number here. Okay, and then we'll hit save. Because this is the number that's going to be swapping out. Okay, great. Now let's go back here to calls, actually to numbers, tracking numbers. Okay, so now this number is for Google Ads, and what we're going to do is this number is going to swap out for this number. So anytime this sees this number on a website, it's going to swap. So we need to make this a target number. So let's go here, target numbers. Okay, so new target number, we're going to do the 888 number. Should have a drop down. 888. Okay, this is the target number we want. Beautiful. Phone match, yes. Save it. And what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and that's the number we want to associate with it. Save. Beautiful. Okay, and now when we go back to our numbers, tracking numbers. Okay, so this one, we should now have the target number we want. Beautiful. So this means that this number here is going to swap out for this number. And then you always want to have the schedule on all the time. And then the way you check that it's working, see, it shows that this is the target number that it's going to find now. So whenever it finds a website that has this tracking code on it, it's gonna, if it sees this target number, which we placed here, it's gonna swap it out. So the way you test it is very simply, all you have to do is just hit the refresh and it should swap it. Okay, now if it doesn't swap it, another way you could do it is you can go incognito and try it. So let's do that. So we'll do private window, edgemedia.com. Okay, so it's not swapping. Now, if it's not swapping, then we need to figure out why. And so the best way to figure that out is we go back to our work, because you always want to check your work. Okay, as you can see, the number's not swapping out on the private window. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go to numbers and then scroll down to tracking code. So what I've learned is you need to copy this code, copy, and then you need to go to your website, and let's find where our header is. So as you can see, I have the call tracking matrix app installed. It's one thing that you guys should always have. You should have the plugin installed, but sometimes for whatever reason it doesn't swap out. And so what another idea which is great is you can go to a new plugin. So we'll go add new, and we'll type in header and footer, header and footer, header and footers. Well, header and footers, header and footer. Okay, so we want to find a header and footer where we can just add the code easily, and this one has 400,000 plus active installations. It's one that I've used for a while, so we're going to use that one. It's installed, we activate it, and then all we have to do is just go here. Let me find it. Do header and footer, and we scroll down, and we're just gonna post that code right here, right in the head page section injection. Now if I go back here, where is it? Right here. It tells you where to put it. It says HTML in the head element, document and links. Okay. So we put it in the head, and we scroll down, we hit save, whenever you're adding a code, make sure you back up your website. Um, and then you always want to actually go to your website and just refresh it and make sure that nothing weird is happening. Just check it out, make sure like that the code has been installed. Okay, so the code has been installed. Let's see if we can get it to swap this number. Let's go here. We'll go to a private tab, and we'll type in the website, see if it swaps the number out now. Okay. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's see. Target number here would be the 855 number. So we'll save that. And what we want is this number to find this number here. Okay. Saving this, and let's close it. Now let's go back. Okay, so once we've added the code, what we'll do now is we will just refresh it, and you'll see that that's the number, and then it switches to that. So you want to see it switch. Let's try it again so you can see it in slow-mo. And see, and it switches. Once it's doing that, what it's doing, it's going to capture all the visitors data. And let me show you where you'll see that visitor data. When you go here to activities and you go to calls, let's go here. You'll be able to see where your visitors are coming from when you press this right here. So that concludes our tutorial on setting up your phone numbers in Call Tracking Matrix. If you click the link down below, you can schedule a one-on-one meeting with me if you have any questions through Fiverr, as well as there's a link to the software. If you go through the partner link, sometimes there's discounts, as well as if you're looking to get your calls answered at a low cost, we have a call center, and the phone number is 1-800-439-7899, or you can just go to keybranchcallcenter.com for more information. Otherwise, have a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe my video, and there's other videos as well for Call Tracking Matrix, as well as other marketing setups that I think you should definitely check out. Thank you, and let's talk soon. Bye.